Smitty, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm practicing my mean faces. Because you got to have a mean face. Because today, I'm going to ride Harley Davidsons. You can't roll up, smile, and be all happy when you're riding a Harley. See, when I roll up on my Honda, I know what they're going to think. They're going to think I'm wearing my hair in a man bun. They're going to think I've got a unicorn tattoo on my right butt cheek. Joke's on them. Mine's on my left. So when I'm in there with all these man rings, oh damn, I got a hangnail. Son of a bitch. You know, just roll the intro. We're gonna go to San Jacinto Harley. We're gonna talk to our buddy Jonathon. And because I've had quite a few people ask me about the Milwaukee 8 motor, I have never ridden a Milwaukee 8 yet. So we're gonna remedy that today. But yeah, so big shout out to my buddy Zach at San Jacinto Harley Davidson for hooking this up. And strangely enough, my good buddy Clayton, who was in the last video we rode with, he's the sexy guy on the white road glide. The salesman went to high school with him that I'm talking to today, Jonathon, and they're friends. So I sent a couple texts, and those guys, Zach and Clayton, just straight hooked it up for old Smitty. And talked to Jonathon for me. We're like, hey man, you gotta love you some big Smitty. All right, 2020 Road Glide Special. It's got the 114 on it. Okay, one thing everybody loves, look at the saddlebags. Is that bad? And the way you take saddlebags off is badass. Dig that.
So real quick, 114 cubic inch motor, Milwaukee 8, okay? Single cam, 4 valve. You have adjustable suspension, electronic cruise control, AM, FM, Bluetooth, and weather band. Underneath your left saddlebag is your shock adjustment. The higher the number you go, the stiffer the spring, the lower the softer, okay? Just like every other motorcycle, 1 down, 5 up, clutch on the left, front brake on the right. Shifter on your left peg, front brake on your right peg. Everything is controlled touchscreen up here. It's a completely keyless bike, which means it's just spin, run position, fire.
Hell yeah. Hey, thanks Jonathon. Hey, this is Jonathon, San Jacinto Harley Davidson. If you're looking to buy a bike, go see this guy. It's been awesome to me this morning. What's your name again, bro?
Jacob.
Jacob? This is Jacob. We're gonna go for a quick ride, but hey, thanks for the once over. Brother. Let's go ride, bro. Well, as you can see, here is where my microphone came unplugged. Yeah, it sucks. But what I wanted to say is I'm 5'10", and I weigh over 300 pounds, 330-ish, and I was able to flat foot this bike comfortably, both feet on the ground, and was completely comfortable in the seat. So that was a big thing for me. So anybody who's taller than 5'10" should have no problems. I know plenty of people who are shorter than 5'10" that have ridden this bike and not had issues. I said earlier, say it again, the bars, I would change the bars, go a little higher. They're not uncomfortable whatsoever, but they're a little low. I'll put ape hangers on almost every Harley I've ever owned, so I would most likely put apes on the bike. What impressed me the most was the pocket that you're sitting in. The engineering they did to go into make that pocket, I'm telling you right now, the wind was amazing. Just the entire situation, I really enjoyed where I sat in the pocket and how the bike felt. The seating position was very, very nice. The pocket was great, and the way the bike handled even at slow speeds was amazing to me. It just flick of the wrist back and forth, very, very effortless to move this big bike around. So the power, I was really impressed with the M8 motor, and I was impressed with the power getting to the rear wheel and the way how smooth it was. I have been on a lot of different Harleys, twin cam versions, and this was the smoothest power that I've been on a bike. That, man, it just was so smooth, the transition. As I say later in the video, it's apples to oranges comparing it to the bike that I'm currently riding, but I was really impressed with the smoothness of the motor. I was really impressed with the way the bike handled. Flicking it back and forth between the lanes, and this is not a light bike, this is a 900-pound bike, was very simple to do. There were so many good things about it. I ride a bike with mid controls currently, so the floorboards were not so far forward that I felt like my legs were way stretched out. It was kind of like just about 4 inches further from the mids that I have now. So it was very comfortable. I would still throw a set of highway pegs on it for longer trips, but it was extremely comfortable. The seating position, I would put a rider backrest on there, being a bigger guy, to keep me from leaning back in the seat, but the stock seat itself was extremely comfortable. Of course, there's so many things we all do. I would change out the grips. The grips felt thin in my hand, but as far as the ride was absolutely amazing on this bike.
Good, man. Hey, feels good. It's got good power. It is, man. It handles. I'm surprised how well it handles, dude. It handles good.
Now, Jacob did a great job of taking me along a bunch of different terrains. I say terrains, but like in the city, open highway. I was able to take this bike and U-turn it, which really surprised me very, very easily. He has me go around him. I U-turn this bike, and this is a big bike. Low speed maneuvering really impressed me on this bike because, again, it's a heavier bike. The touring frame, Harley did this right. This touring frame handles very, very well. Low speed, high speed. I can't say enough about the handling. It was good. One of the things that I did notice, the friction zone on the clutch was something that I had to get a little bit used to as I was going from light to light and place to place. If you let out on that clutch too much, you can feel it jump. The bike will literally jump. And it's funny because you can feel it, but the friction zone is something I had to get used to. That was the main thing for me as far as the difference in the clutch engagements between bikes. Again, I would take this bike, throw a set of apes on it. I think the windshield's perfect for somebody my height. Man, I would throw a set of highway pegs, and I'd do, of course, the stage one. I would throw the air kit, the pipes, and the tuner on it, and I really think you'll get a whole lot more out of it. But the power wasn't bad just in stock form to me at all. So I should have adjusted the shifter because the shifter peg was way too far down and made it hard to get to neutral. I had problems getting neutral several times, but once I figured it out, I was good to go. That's something I would look at if you decide to buy a Harley or buy one of these bikes. Check out that shifter because this one was way low. I could barely get my boot in there. If I would have adjusted it by 3/4 of an inch, it would have made it that much more enjoyable. So watch out for that.
Yeah, that shifter's what's giving me problems, but seriously, like, it's still got that little, if you watch it, little vibration. They can't take that out. You gotta have that feel. It's funny because you'll see it vibrating while we're sitting here. You get to like 2 miles an hour and that's gone. This Milwaukee 8, this is seriously a smooth motor. I can't believe how smooth it is. I'm impressed. I am. Really good gauge cut. The gauges are really easy to read as far as eye line, eyesight, man, they're really good. So
the gauge cluster on this bike was amazing. The ergonomics of it, the buttons, be able to take the stereo and take it up and down and change the channels. The cruise control was easy to get to. The big infotainment screen in front of you. I didn't use the GPS, but man, it's so easy to read. The turn signals being up in your gauges up top where you could see them. Everything was done real well. They engineered the cockpit of this bike extremely well. I will say this much, the MSRP on these bikes is $28 to $29. I didn't talk pricing with Sanjak today. I wouldn't give their prices anyway, but I'll be the first one to tell you, if you have the money to spend, I think that this would be a great bike to spend your money on.
Bike? Oh, yeah. Man, it's got good power, huh? Yeah. That's the two everybody likes the most. The Fat Bob and Lowrider S. That's awesome. It looks good. Oh yeah, Jacob, good job, man. That was awesome, brother. Thank you. Hey, real quick, I want to say thanks to Jonathan. Hooked me up with a good test ride today. Hey, if you need to get a bike at Sanjak, come talk to Jonathan. Good ass dude. Walk through everything with me. Walk through the bike. Him and Toby. I've known Toby for, God, over 10 years. If you're looking for a Harley in this area, come talk to these guys, man. Did a damn good job. So weird, the difference in the feel between getting on my 2014 Valkyrie Daphne Blake and being on the Road Glide. I was impressed with the seating on it. I was impressed with the air pocket. The cruise control was nice. Like I said, the night and day difference as far as power is there was a little lag on the Road Glide as far as when you hit it and it took off. Now, compared to this, which the minute you hit the throttle, it's just gone. But man, the way the power, the way the motor worked on that Road Glide, the feel of the M8, man, it really did a good job of power displacement, and just getting the power of the rear wheel was nice. Night and day different. Night and day different than Daphne Blake. As far as bumps, hitting the bumps, I will say I've always thought Daphne Blake had a good suspension. I've got her set to the top because I'm heavy. Man, that Road Glide just ate the bumps. I mean, it really did. It was so smooth over the bumps. The suspension completely impressed me. The suspension and the handling both, it really shocked the shit out of me. Man, super impressed. I would say that Road Glide handles just as well, if not better, than my Valkyrie as far as the curves and turns. I would be willing to say that. There's several bikes that I've thought about, but I'll be completely honest with you. The Road Glide has jumped way up the scale after riding it today.
Smitty, are you okay?
No, I feel so dirty.
Why?
Because I rode a Harley and I liked it. Oh God. Hey, what's up, y'all? I want to say thanks for watching. Remember, hit the subscribe button. When you do, hit the little bell icon, because that'll give you notifications when I drop a video. Hey, also make sure you hit the like button and leave me a comment, good or bad, because I appreciate both. Hey, had a really good time today riding the 2020 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special. Really good bike. I also want to make sure, I've said it earlier in the video, but hey, thanks to Jonathan for hooking me up for the ride and for Jacob on the ride with me. Really enjoyed myself, had a good time. Like I said, always something to think about. Like to ride different bikes. We're gonna ride some other bikes. We're gonna ride a Gold Wing. We're gonna ride some other different touring type bikes, give you an idea and get a quick first rider's impression. This wasn't a review because I think you need to have a bike for a good long while to do a review. But this is a first ride impression. So hey, I wanna tell you, hey, have a great day. Let's try not to be assholes to each other. And I'll see you next time.